Hi guys, it's March 30, 2021, and you're watching me, Nikki, also known as Face Trader, for the Awesome10X Global Market Update. It's March 30, 2021. Tonight, it's actually this week is going to be a shortened week. Take note that the Holy Week, Holy Thursday so Thursday, you've got the Monty Thursday, and of course, the Friday, for Christianity's sake, of course, we want to observe the Holy Week. So Friday was the day that, what do you call that? Jesus Christ was laid to rest, and then he rose again on Sunday. So those types of things. So by the way, so that said, I think that the U.S. market is open in the Holy Week. Let me just check. Holy Week. Well, it's a holiday in the Philippines, but in the U.S., let me just see if it's if they observe some trading holidays. For the Philippines, yes, there is, but in the USA. Holidays and trading hours. What holidays is the stock market closed 2021? So only on Good Friday, April 2. Okay, so yeah. All right, so the US will continue to have Monday, Thursday. Okay, so it's going to be a shortened week. Okay, let's discuss about the US markets. So what exactly happened last night? Let me show to you what I did. So I've been buying some companies yesterday in the US market. I picked up some Baidu when it crashed to about $188, $185. It rallied to 215 and then fell down to 200. They just kept it. PVH, which is the owner of retailer, they sell Calvin Klein goods. I feel that I could short it first at $100. So you'll notice that I sold it. So I sold some. So far, I've been averaging in on some Agora, SunPower, some Roku. So you'll see that 250 to 250 to 250. My problem with SunPower is I didn't average it on any 10% lower. I should have done 32, 29, and 26. Nonetheless, it's fine. And I didn't sell 33, 34, 35. I just see that the range has been too tight. And yeah, so I've been doing that. I've been continuously investing in some of the greatest companies in the US. So you're seeing that Agora, I've been averaging in. So Agora, I've been starting 58, 52, 48. If this goes down tonight at 44, I have no problem buying more of the company that does all the real-time engagement platform for all your Unity games, for all your Agoras, Clubhouse games, Clubhouse, like the app. So I'm okay with that. Now, of course, the companies can fall further. I use the market to go down and buy some NEO. You're seeing I bought 42, 37, 35. If NEO continues to go down south, I'm still okay to own these companies. I am investing most of these companies in the long term. So you're noticing that although I am bearish in the US market in the short term, I think that in the long term they should do well, and I've positioned my account mostly just buying in gradually into the market. So I've been doing that, and then sometimes I would trade a little bit. I think I closed some positions just a little last night, some of them. So let me see. So some C Limited, I closed some of them. Yeah. I reversed my withdrawal, meaning you could see that for this entire month, I have just been content for this entire year. So I started investing $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and all the profits, I just continue to let it stay there. Yeah, so far what you're seeing is that the US market, especially the cryptocurrencies, managed to stay very strong, by the way. So cryptocurrencies like your BTCs went back up from about $50,000 a couple of weeks, and now it's back to 57K. Your Ethereum from about 1.5, now back to 1.8. Generally speaking, I see this more as an indicator of risk sentiment, that no matter if the US markets is actually going down, it's actually more of a bullish opportunity to go back into the market. So what have I been doing since March 22? So especially last week, starting March 22, last Monday, I've been starting to nibble into the market. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30. 28 is Sunday, so you can't open any stock market buying on that. So I've been buying a little bit into the market. Which companies have I started buying into? So I'm taking a look at buying some Tesla tonight. If it drops near about $560, I'm okay to buy this. I see this more as a consolidation range. Even if it goes down to 500 or all the way to about 450 or 400, I'm okay with that. So Any larger drops of Tesla, I'm okay with it. NIO actually fell only because of a 5-day production shortage. And I'm gonna read to you the NIO news. No, I'm gonna share to you this exact news on NIO. NIO actually had an agreement with Metro. China. This is a cooperation for charging and swapping infrastructure in all the shopping malls. For all those who aren't aware, Metro is actually a German multinational retailer. This is actually operating 680 stores in 24 countries. This is actually going to be handy for NIO's Europe expansion. Also take note that NIO actually had an increase in overweight. JP Morgan just released the news that the collateral damage from chip shortage, I'll read it to you. Let me see if I could just increase this. All right, let me read it for you. Released just March 26, 2021. Wait up, reset. Let me see. Okay, so production suspension from wait, copy image address, open image in new tab. Let me see. So my eyesight is not that huge, so I can't read it much. But anyway, let me see. The small text says here that production suspension from the chip shortage. Although NIO announced a temporary suspension, triggering a 10% drop of NIO, I used that opportunity to actually load up more on NIO. Based on their discussions with the various OEMs, along with the suspension, NIO actually revised down their first quarter delivery guidance from 20 to 20,500 vehicles to just 19,500 units. It's just 1,000 units delay. So it's just 5%. The potential impact on earnings and forecast is minimal, and therefore they just really represent that the top bottom line shortfall is just 27% against their forecast. Nevertheless, management's current guidance as of the latest analyst briefing, which was 7,500 units of production per month, after taking account into the availability of chip supply shortage, should translate to 22,000 units of quarter delivery, which is going to be achievable and potentially still conservative from their first half, from their results last year. So coming into the second half of 2021, most of the Chinese OEMs, may it be Geely, XPeng, Dongfeng, SAIC, Guangzhou Auto, all of this have indicated a chip shortage or tightness. It should gradually increase in the decrease or ease in the next 6 months. Therefore, management is saying that it's going to be very possible that in the next 2 to 3 months, they're basically going to be production should be okay. So overweight rating from JP Morgan, which is $70 target price from its current level of about 36. We remain positive in NIO. The stock has pulled back significantly since mid-February versus the entire broad OEM market, and it's likely just due to sentiment, liquidity, and concerns over the chip shortages, as well as the impending mounting competition, especially after the Shanghai Auto Show. For the demand and supply equation in the new electric vehicles market, we believe that it is a consensus view that demand will be very robust due to the and competition will intensify in second half 2021 after numerous new models have been arriving. Nonetheless, NIO remains in the target premium segment, and they are expected to have little competition, and we forecast them to even double their sales to 90,000 units from just 45,000 last year. In consequence, the near-term chip shortage should actually just be a temporary supply tightness, and it should schedule to be reporting their earnings come May 28. Expect the further upside in revenue and confirm expansion in margins to continue, and therefore the target price should remain $70 for now. I believe in all those things, so no problem in that. I just want to share as well that last night, there is a potential bullish candle in OTGLY, aka CDprojekt. So for those who aren't aware, actually, CDprojekt is the owner of Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, you've heard some people actually say that Cyberpunk 2077 was actually a game with a lot of defects. But actually, just last night, we saw that Cyberpunk 2077 there was a mysterious developer who actually fixed all the problems. And therefore, actually, from about 220 Polish zloty, we can clearly see that CDprojekt last night up 10% on 13% to 239 Polish zloty. That is as bullish as it gets. Let's read what happened in CDprojekt news per se. So CDprojekt Red is a Polish company, the industry leader in creating role-playing games. It is the distributor also of GOG. So they're not just they're not just simply the owner of Witcher series, Cyberpunk games, but also a lot. So it has been ridden with a lot of problems this year because of the cyber hack and so forth. So let's read what exactly happened in their own company Twitter profile. So 14 hours ago, they said that the patch 1.2 for Cyberpunk is now live on PC and consoles. A version for Google Stadia will also follow later this week. The list of changes is all available here in the Cyberpunk news, and we're going to read the news exactly. So let's go. You're seeing that a lot of people who are happy with the company is buying back the shares of CDprojekt. Of course, it's oversold. It has dropped from 450 all the way to 220. So it's a 50% drop already. And all the bad news, I'd argue, is priced in. So let's read about it. Patch 1.2 is now live. Join the discussion, comments. The list is available here. So let's read all the things that the company has been doing. They released this news last night, March 29. So the gameplay, the NCPD spawn radius when the player commits a crime has been increased. New steering sensitivity slider added to controls ratings. So for those people who want to actually understand all the issues that were fixed, you can just read it all throughout here. If you love to fight cyberpunk, cyber psychos, the quests, all of these are all, you can see it's very thorough, all the patches, all the fixed issues. So I'd argue that actually last night in our Discord voice channel, we already said to the members to actually buy OTGLY below $15. So you can actually get some CDprojekts in the market last night at about $15. It closed at $15.34. So congrats to those who got in at CDprojekt. It's actually a discount. Even if you pay at $16, this is expected to hit at least $20. So in the short term, if you can just neglect all the noise in the market about the ARC egos, I think it's actually the same. The name is ARC Ego. That ARC Ego fund is really egoistic to think that they can actually pull down all the stocks just because they are a pig getting slaughtered. So to be honest, all I think about this hedge fund crashing is just an opportunity for those humans out there like you and me, all Awesome10X investors, to actually buy and pick up great opportunities in the market. So I've been just buying companies all throughout this entire week, and I plan to buy tonight, next week, next week. Still got about 50% cash, actually more than 50% cash, and I could do margin if I have to buy the companies that I really love at a big discount. So yeah, for those people who have eToro, however, I've been looking at CDprojekt. I can't see CDprojekt here, so you might as well actually tell the people who are in eToro to say, hey, why don't you list CDprojekt here? Because a lot of us want to buy CDprojekt, especially because we love Cyberpunk and Witcher series all the same. So I'm okay with Cyberpunk, and you could see that this is a great buying opportunity. For those people who are interested to have some gaming entities, I think that CDprojekt Red is a great company to get into the secular trends. Let's also discuss a great company that just shared their earnings report. So reading from Jeff Chow's report, he is, of course, one of the greatest people when it comes to the experts that you could follow on Twitter when it comes to esports and all the types of news about gaming. So Honor of Kings, #1, top grossing game globally since 2019. Very good. PUBG Mobile, #1 game. Monthly average users since 2019, the most viewed mobile esports tournament. Smartphone game revenues are up 41% year-on-year versus the PC consoles, -1% year-on-year. You can see that mobile games are where the growth is. The Call of Duty mobile game is the highest daily average users game launched 2020. By the way, knowing these stats, it just tells you that, hey, I am so proud to be a believer in Unity, because Unity is the #1 when it comes to mobile game software. Even the Tencent League of Legends had to do it in Unity software, not in Epic. Tells you how dominant mobile games is, and that's where Unity's forte is. By the way, cloud gaming has allowed Honor of Kings to be played on the low-end phones. So let's read a few things. All right, so games. Most successful new PC game internationally in 2020 has been Valorant, which is distributed by our Tencent. Best performing mobile MMORPG in China in 2020 is Moonlight Blade Mobile. The highest Call of Duty mobile game launched is, of course, Tencent owned, complementary to the franchise console and PC versions. We've already said that Tencent made about $10 billion last year. And this drop of Tencent about $600 Hong Kong is actually a wonderful buying opportunity. And if you don't want to buy the Hong Kong entity, you can of course buy Tencent in the US market. It is listed as TCEHY. It is actually a buying zone here about $78. So these are actually good opportunities to load up. Whether it goes 78 all the way to 72, this is, of course, an awesome 10x buying opportunity. So those who are listening here out there, you've got a great buying opportunity in some wonderful companies. Do not neglect the companies like these because cash is not important. Cash is just a non-high, it doesn't appreciate, unlike companies like Tencent printing money all year round. Same as for CDprojekt, buying it right now. Here, the market price is really good. Neo actually here about $35 all the way to $30 is a great buying opportunity. So $35, even if it goes down to $32, you should take advantage of these companies. Over time, yes, it's going to go $100, $150. So you might as well buy the Elon Musk of China, which is William Li, the founder of Neo. What else should we discuss? All right, so let's read more. Who is the pioneer in cloud-based mobile and PC games? Also Tencent. So it is really a battleground between Tencent Cloud and Alibaba Cloud Computing, both of which we like. And then the latter, which is the number 3, is Kingsoft Cloud, KC. Who is the world-leading mobile game AI? Also Tencent. So Game AI is the first AI agent made able to play full mobile games with deep reinforcement learning. There was a four-day testing in Honor of Kings, attracting 50 million participants. As you can see, the number 1 mobile game in China is Honor of Kings, and this is the number 1 globally since 2019. The early adopter of next-generation rendering and high dynamic range HDR imaging technologies in China, constantly enhancing game infrastructure, visual effects, and gameplay. Let's learn more, the VAS. So Tencent is, of course, number 1, not just in online games, but in social network. The live streaming services and in-game item sales drove the fourth quarter revenues up year-on-year. Sequentially, the growth from digital content services was offset by decline of in-game item sales. Total value-added services subscription grew to about 219 million. Video subscriptions increased 17% to 123 million. Music subscriptions grew 40% year-on-year due to the 56 million improved user retention and paywall strategy. Also, deepened cooperation with channel partners, expanding the over-the-top user base. In terms of online games, the total smartphone game revenue has grown to 36.7 billion yuan, or growing 41% year-on-year. The titles that are growing are Peacekeeper Elite, Honor of Kings, PUBG Mobile, and the new title, which is Moonlight Blade Mobile. PC client games revenue are decreasing 1% as DNF softness are offsetting the growth from League of Legends and Valorant. All throughout, the numbers are so strong for Tencent. So you should be seeing the value here. So you could see that the upgraded visual effect is monstrous. This is before the upgrade, is after upgrade. And I think it's very clear that online games should be a growth channel for Tencent, continuous cash flows. So League of Legends World Championship setting a record viewership for PC games esports. Mobile version of Wild Rift expanding its franchise user base. PUBG Mobile is ranked the most popular smartphone game, collaborating with renowned console games, anime IPs, example Call of Duty, Saint Seiya, Pokemon, capturing a worldwide attention. Investing in PC console studios, Digital Extremes, Fat Shark, etc. So if you are a big believer of online games, how do you play this? Tencent is your blue chip. You can also play the smaller entities. How? This is one of the ways. So you heard about the companies that are making money on that virtual in-game items, one of which is actually Douyu. It's now actually trading at oversold zone here, about $10. So actually, it's also available in eToro. So let me just announce to you that Douyu is, of course, partnering, or rather marrying. They're going to marry with Huya this June 2021. So if you can enter here about $10, not only are you able to get a fat dividend, they actually announced that after the merger, I think you'll get about at least 3% cash dividends. Your Douyu shares will be converted to Huya. And this is actually a buying opportunity. For the esport lovers out there, you've got the mobile participation. This is the Twitch of China. Basically, Huya and Douyu are going to merge next month, next 3 months from now. So these levels at $19, if you want to buy Huya, if you want to buy Douyu, should be okay. So let me see if Huya is listed. So it's not. So eToro only listed Douyu, so it's fine. Whether you own Douyu at about $10 or you buy Huya at $19.95, it's okay. For those crypto believers out there, how do you play this rising BTC movement? Some people ask me, Nikki, what do you think about Voyager, VYGR? All right, so let me explain what about the Voyager, no? Voyager Digital is growing fast paced. You could see that Voyager has grown from about $1 to as high as $30 or a 30x move in just 3 to 4 months. Now, Voyager Digital, I'll just read to you what Beth Kindig, also great analyst in the US. This is her free analysis. She shared an article just recently. She published it about 2 weeks ago. Why we are skipping Coinbase and we prefer Voyager Digital. This is an overview of crypto trading. So a lot of you are already aware that Coinbase is going to get listed. You've got back exchange. Of course, for the people who are crypto exchange believers, you are already aware how huge the crypto movement has become. Your Binance has gone from $1 all the way to $350 in just a span of 3 years, which tells you that the market cap of BNB right now is trading at $44 billion. So that is the market cap of BNB, and the BNB token has gone up 350x. So this is actually BNB token. This is the actual chart. In 2018, you can see that got listed here at about 90 cents or $1. Rallied to as high as 358 or 350x in just maybe, 3.5 years. So it's very clear to me that everyone who sees the potential for crypto tokens and cryptocurrencies are very much bullish into crypto exchanges, whether it be BNB or Huobi exchange. You could see Huobi Tech is listed in the Chinese Hong Kong market. And Huobi Tech rose from about $2 all the way to $28. This is actually a nice pullback at 19 and 18. Now, all of them are actually the same. It's all about the customer growth. It's all about the retention. It's also about the value growth perspective. So some people will also even argue that, hey, is EBAN going to really have a cryptocurrency exchange? Is Canaan going to have that? So EBAN also is a cryptocurrency miner that is also entering into the cryptocurrency exchange format. So EBAN, we are arguing that, yeah, $5, $6, it is an oversold moment here, but about $10, $11, it's still a resistance there. If you want to buy into the crypto exchanges, you just have to understand the volatility is there for all time. And how do you actually suggest yourself in buying into these markets? So there's plenty of ways to actually have it, right? So we argue that if you're just a BTC fan, you can always just buy Hot 8, which is here right now at $8. Should be okay. From 16 all the way to $8, 50% down should be okay. $8 to $4 should still be okay. Bitfarms, how do you buy that? A 50% drop should be okay because a lot of stocks, a lot of the Bitcoin correlated assets aren't actually as expensive versus BTC. This is why we argue that, hey, if you're a Bitcoin believer anyway, instead of just buying $50,000 or 55,000 BTCs, why don't you just buy the cryptocurrency that's actually doing all the processing anyway? The hash rates are high. You look at the fundamentals of Bitfarms and Hut 8 mining, they actually own all those BTCs. In fact, Bitfarms owns more than 2,000 BTCs. And more than 1,000, they continually mine it. And then, of course, your Hut 8 has more than 3,000 BTCs. Some would even argue Argo blockchain, right? So let's take a look at Argo blockchain, RBKF. So Argo blockchain is in London. This is more expensive versus Hut 8, but you could see it's the same thing. If this one fell to 145, should be okay to pick it up. So Argo blockchain, Hut 8, Bitfarms, those are just cheaper alternatives to buy into the cryptocurrency movement. So how do you want to play crypto, whether it be crypto miners, the BTC format, the cryptocurrency exchange? To me, all of them are just the same. So some people like Voyager Digital, I don't have an argument with your point of view. People are paying it because they see the growth potential, and that is what they see. Assets under management are growing, trades per day are averaging higher than usual, and it just tells you that BTC lovers are, of course, getting validated to their BTC love. Whether it continues further and further, I'd argue that the big money isn't in the BTCs, and that's why people are in the Ethereum, no, not even Ethereum. They're all in the MetalPay. They're in the altcoins basically, right? They're in the engine coins. Some of them might be in the humble pace, right? So Digibyte and so forth, right? Or Elrond and so forth. So my point here is that the big money is never in the obvious, right? So that is what it is. All right. What else? There's a lot of companies that are good. SPACs are really one of the best SPACs. I'd say that one of the best bargains to be gotten in the market are the SPACs. And I'm willing to share to you some companies that I am willing to buy, So Aero Farms is on a mission to transform agriculture, got listed through Spring Valley acquisition, trading at about $10 right now. I'd argue that a $1 billion valuation on SV is not it's not sky high, For me, supplying the world's they supply protein for the COVID vaccines in helping hand with your Novavax and your GlaxoSmithKline, and of course they have partnerships with Amazon Fresh, ShopRite, Walgreens, Walmart. So those are important things, and it is really the world's largest indoor farm. It's actually a proud moment for any one of us to actually invest in the world's leader in indoor vertical farming. So SV is a great nod. Okay, so let me read a few things. Yes, Holy Week close on Good Friday. Is RC Moto good for long term? Yup, I think $13 is a great entry point for FUV. RC Moto is a last mile delivery play. I've been a believer since $5. Nonetheless, I don't think you could buy RC Moto at $5. So just being realistic here, 13 all the way to $12 or even at $9 should be an opportunity to load up on RC Moto. So at 36, falling down all the way to $12, this is an oversold drop. So the people who like RC Moto should begin to buy RC Moto already here about $13 or $12. I like this name, so the answer is yes. Mark Fronmier is a great CEO that you can partner and marry with. The chip shortage should be just, a temporary problem. The chip shortage, of course, it is a component of all your electric vehicles. So if it's gonna hamper the production by another 5%, for NIO, they said 20,000 production could be just 19,000. The demand is far outstripping your supply. So it just tells you how strong the demand is for electric vehicles. Use any drops on NIO, XPeng, or Tesla to be actually a great opportunity to load up on the EV boom come next 3 to 5 years. Hello, what are your views on Apple stock? It's just been going sideways. Is there any catalyst for it to spike? In general, I think Apple is just really gonna be slumber mode for the next 3 to 6 months. I don't see a catalyst for Apple. Maybe the catalyst for Apple will come 2023 or 2025 once they announce their Apple augmented reality glasses. So in the short term, I just see Apple sleeping slumber within 110 to 138. So I don't see a potential for it to rally so far. I argued actually to sell Apple about 130 to 140. I see nothing here. It goes down to 110. People will buy it $100. It's just a sleepy zone. I don't see a catalyst except people who are just going to park their cash in Apple just because they want to have a bond replacement. Typically, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, they're just bond replacements. The FAMGA is just a bond replacement. Cash flows are there. Growth may not be all there, but it is a printer of cash. It is still a cash flow printer. Okay, thank you very much for all the questions. And I do hope that you learned something. There are many opportunities to buy into the market. I won't share everything. Of course, I leave some for some goodies for your inner circle members. Don't forget to actually like, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitter. And if you have time, go subscribe to our Awesome10X.com. The website is here. And just see through get to learn the best companies to invest with your money. Companies you can live and leave to your children or yourselves, and you'll be very proud to owning them. Actually, I shared a few interesting companies that you will be very proud. Aero Farms is one of them. It's an honor to own SV. There's so much. Actually, you can own so many great companies today. I shared some of my heroes. You've got Agora, Tony Zhao. You've got companies like Zoom Video, Eric Yen. You've got Forrest Lee, C Limited. You've got Dave Rosenberg of Aero Farms, Ouster, which is Angus Pacala, Alex Karp, Palantir, and of course, Elon Musk, Techno King of Tesla. So you really have a lot of opportunities. That money does not have to remain in cash. It will rot in cash. Whereas you put it in great companies, the current levels are actually going to give you a great return in the next, I would argue even just the next 2 to 3 months. So it's not even like that long. So go ahead and invest your cash in some great opportunities right now, right here, right here. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.